All right, we are live. Hello, everybody, and happy Thursday. I'm like trying to put 4 sentences into one sentence. Happy Thursday night. Happy Crafty Hour 55. Thank you for joining us. It is starting to snow here again in Missouri, or as some of us call it, misery. So yes, hopefully everybody is staying warm, having a great time. We are going to do 2 amazing, look at me, I'm kind of fond of myself, ain't I? 2 amazing Crafty Hour cards, and this time I went big. Go big or go home, right? So we're going to do 5x7 cards, because I love the ephemeras and love the stuff that was with these. And then at the end, because I get to talking and I forget what I'm doing, at the end, I have a sneak peek for you. So somebody remind me, somebody volunteered to be my secretary and remind me at the end that I have a sneaky peeky for you. Because I squirrel, right? Yes, we will not share the snow. It is coming, I'm telling you. Ugh. We have enough of it. I saw 2025 and I said, I want a refund. I am done. I'm done already. I don't know why I wasn't born on a beach somewhere. I should have been born on a beach. So anyways, we didn't have a lot of homework. It was just a couple, grab these items, grab those. We're going to do quick, easy, simple cards. And I hope you guys enjoy and love them. So this card here, like I said, we're going 5x7. We're going big cards. I loved these frames. I used the frames in both of the cards because they are... sorry, I was reading comments. They're kind of frames for photos and stuff, but I thought they looked really good on cards and they were really nice to use in the cards. So there's one of them, and then here's the other one we're going to do. And I am obsessed with these acetate embellishments that 49 Market has. Much like the rub-ons, when I want to collect all the rub-ons, I now want to collect all of the acetate embellishments they come out with. Oh, right? Okay, so the first one we're going to start with is this one here because, well, that's the one I created first. So we're going to cut our card bases first. So I apologize. This is when I'm doing math in my head. Math in my head doesn't really work. We want 2 5x7 card bases. I had 10x5 score in half, and somebody said, well, that's squared, right? Nope, Kourtney had wrong dimensions. It should be 10x7. So 10x7, and that will be our card bases. I know, I just love those acetate leaves. And there's some other cool stuff you can do with them, but I didn't get too carried away because I figured I'd go down the rabbit hole on that. Okay, so we are going to, gotta open our trimmer up. So just a piece of white cardstock, 8.5x11 is the piece I have, and if you look, you can get 1 card base out of that. So 8.5x11. So we've got our piece of paper. So we are cutting on the 8.5 size. So we're cutting so our paper is taller than it is wide, and we're going to cut it at 7 inches. And we're going to do it to both of them at once so we don't have to flip-flop and come back. So we cut it at 7. We're going to cut it at 10. Cut it at 10. And then we're going to score at 5. And that will give us a 5x7. 5x7. Okay, and we're going to do that twice. Do that twice. Oh, look, this one has paint all over it. It's okay. It's going to be a card base. So again, we're going in here to 7 inches. So your piece of paper is taller than it is wide. And I might need to zoom out. I think I zoomed in a little too much. My phone still has the settings on Facebook where it zooms really far out when it starts. And I have to zoom it in, otherwise you can see my feet, my floor, and all the crap on my table. And not so much the project. So let me just zoom out again. This cardstock is probably 65 pound. It is not really heavy because the paper from 49 and Market is really heavy. So this is a lighter. I think it's a 65 pound. Okay, so then we're going to put it at 5 and we're going to score it. Then we're just going to fold those guys in half. Uh-oh, see, I assigned homework and now everybody lost their homework. If we would have done it together, we wouldn't have lost it, right? I have a tendency to lose things too. And that's why I put all of mine back in the little baggie that I knew I was going to use and put them in my kit. I lose things all the time. Deanna and I are going to be in virtual trade shows next week, and we're supposed to be doing lots of homework, and I haven't got started yet, and I know I'm going to lose my bits and pieces. Okay, so we have 2 5x7 card bases, and we're just going to set those to the side. Set those to the side. So in the homework, I had you grab 3 pieces of paper. 3 pieces of paper. We're going to use 2 on this card and 1 on the other. So you're going to grab out, oh, there's all my bits and pieces. Let's just scoochy those off over there to the side. You're going to find this piece of paper here. It had butterflies and leaves on the back side, which is very pretty, but we're not going to use that. Oh, you can't find the bag. That's the way it goes. Okay. And we are going to cut this piece of paper 5x7. 5x7. So again, we're going to put it in the trimmer. This piece of paper is a 6x8. So we're just going to trim a little of it off. Oh, you can't find the kit. So we're going to cut it 5x7. So put it in your trimmer so it is taller than it is wide. Doesn't really matter where. I kind of want to keep that corner. That corner is kind of cool. So I think I'm going to flip it and cut off the other end. I kind of like that corner. So we're going to do 5x7. And you can save these pieces for later. I didn't use them for anything, but they're definitely good scrap size pieces. So 5x7 is what we're going to do with that one. And then we'll just set him by the side, set him to the side. And then this piece of paper, I just love this piece of paper. This was my favorite, and I loved the inky splotchy. I love the mixed media look to it, and I didn't want to cover too much of the background because I really liked the background. I didn't want the background to be the background. So we're going to use this piece of paper here, and it is, we're just going to cut it in half, okay? Gloria, absolutely. You can make it smaller if you want. You can make it whatever size you want. You just have to do your own math. So this is a 6x8, 6x8, and we are going to make it a 4x6. So we are literally just cutting it in half. Okay, we're just going to cut it in half. And the reason I did this is because this is the piece of paper I started with when I was designing, and I loved this, and I didn't want to cover any of it. And I cut this in half, and I stared at it, and I'm like, God, I love this, and I don't want to cut any more off. So that's why I ended up with a 5x7 card, because if I would have chopped some of this off the top, I felt like I lost my polka dots, and I really wanted my inky splotchies. And again, if I cut some of this off, to me, it just wasn't the size I wanted. I wanted something that had a focal point with open space, and a focal point with open space. So that's why I went with these. I cut my favorite piece of paper in half and then thought, now what do I do with it? And then that's kind of where I went. But anyways, there's those pieces. I'm going to ink these guys brown. I put on the homework to grab Vintage Photo or whatever brown you have. It doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference. Okay, doesn't make a difference. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I know Jennifer, oh my God, Jennifer just knocked it out of the ballpark this morning with her card, a fun fold card, and like a little fun fold mini album, or it could have been a card, or all kinds of stuff. So if you guys missed Jennifer's presentation, make sure to go back to Clipper Street's Facebook page. It is on the public portion of Facebook, and you can catch it on replay. As always, you can catch all of them on live. All of them on live. Love Facebook should have said, I haven't finished watching. Okay, so make sure to watch that. My little guy needs replaced, so I'm just kind of cleaning the little messy brown poop off my table. So the other thing I had you do in your homework, and mine's ugly, but I'm going to cover it because I had glued it down, then I didn't want it, and I ripped it back up. But anyways, in your homework, I had you cut this piece already. It's just a piece of silver mirror cardstock. It can be silver glitter. It can be whatever you want. I cut it 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. So 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. And this piece of paper that we have here is basically going on the top, and it's going to give you that little silver all the way around the edge. I thought silver looked really nice with this paper collection, with the oranges and the greens, and then we had a little bit of kind of black and gray in there. So that's the color option I went with. I went with silver. There's gold would look beautiful with this collection too. There's all kinds of different things you can put with it, but I chose silver. Even like a gunmetal. Oh my gosh, that would be pretty. Okay, so we're just going to glue that piece down. And this 49 Market paper is really nice and thick. So it glues really nicely. You don't have to worry about it warping. And it's going to make a really nice heavy-duty card. Okay, so there we put that on. Now, I'm going to show you something that I do kind of to cheat a little bit. I cheat a little bit in a second. Okay, then we're going to take our piece of paper, and we are going to glue it to our card front. Okay, so our card front. And again, I'm going to use my Helmar 450 because it gives me that little bit of wiggle room. Sometimes when I'm putting card bases on, for some reason I'm always off of just a little hair. So at least with the Helmar, it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And no, we have not found a replacement yet. We are still hunting, but we have not found it. So treat it like liquid gold. Liquid gold. Don't waste it where you don't have to. Okay, so there's our card base. Quick, easy. I am going to ink the edge of that because, as you see, I'm off just a hair in my cutting. So add a little brown to it. Okay, so we're going to ink that. And then this we're going to pop. I put you can put low foam on it. You can put the high foam on it. But I'm going to show you something I do sometimes when I just cheat, because I want this whole piece popped, and it is a 4x6. And that would take a lot of foam tape. And so what I do to cheat sometimes is I take thin chipboard. We sell chipboard by the pack. It comes in 12x12s. And I'm just going to glue 2 thin pieces of chipboard together. This is kind of a little cheat instead of putting 6 pounds of foam tape on it. And then I always do the squish test, and I hate when my stuff squishes. So I'm just using a solid piece of chipboard. If you don't have it, it doesn't have to be chipboard. You can use your foam. Use your foam adhesive. I'm just cheating a little bit because I don't like to have it where mine squishes, so I would have put solid foam tape all over there. So put your foam on the back, and or if you've got some chipboard, great way to use up your chipboard. And then that way it's going to pop the whole thing. So that's just a little cheat. Chipboard comes in 12x12. I think we also have them in 8.5 by 11. You can buy them by the pack. We also carry like the chipboard from Graphic 45, which we build our album bases and stuff out of. So it is great to use for that too. And the Graphic 45 comes in black and craft. Black and craft, and it's super affordable for the packs. And it's great for building albums too. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, let me make sure my card opens like a card. It does. We are going to glue that now right to the center of our card. Yes, Deanna has a class coming up on Saturday. You will definitely need your foam tape. It is a hunky-dory class on Saturday, so you guys will need your foam tape. Hope you've all stocked up with the snow coming. The difference between Nuvo and Helmar, oh, big difference. So Helmar is a solvent. It's a solvent glue. It's clear. You can smell it. It works for all that weird stuff. Glitter papers, foil papers. And when you go to, I put lotion on my hands, so now I have lotion on my Miri. So I'm just going to wipe that off a little bit. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room so you can slide it into space before it sticks. Nuvo is a water-based glue. It is a white glue. It does dry clear, but you don't get that wiggle room with it. It's when she's down, she's down. So there is a place and time for different glues. Some people always say, what's the best glue? And I'm like, yes, because one glue does not do everything. One glue does not do everything. So gotta have difference. Okay, so in your homework, I had you grab 3 frames out. 3 frames. So you want the medium size frame, and then the large and small put to the side because we'll come back to that one. You want the frame. Then you want this little cut piece. I love this piece. It looks like it's ripped out of a notebook. Love, love, love these. I could use a lot more of those. And then I had you grab a little bow. And there was a lot of great laser cuts in this pack, let me tell you. Gosh, I love, love, love their packs. Okay, so you got that. I had to grab a little sentiment with it going down. There's 2 different sentiments. This one is life is an adventure. That one says live with gratitude. Either or, but I did it with the rippy at the bottom. And then I had you grab these 2 acetate pieces. Okay? Now on the supply list, I also told you to grab some white paint. This is totally optional. You don't have to do this. But I loved how the white made these colors pop more. And then this one was clear. So the colors didn't quite pop like the other one did. And you'll notice I wanted them both to pop. I wanted them both to have that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy and we're going to flip him over to the back side. So we're flipping him over to the back side. And we're going to let me grab my little palette to work on and my white paint. I'm just using Dina Wakley. It's whatever white paint you have, just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that white paint, and let me get my chair. I got to sit closer when I'm doing little things. And I found out it's easier to paint the leaves when you put her upside down. And we're just going to really quickly, willy-nilly, not being perfect, I'm just going to paint that leaf with the white paint. Okay? So let me show you. So that's what it looks like from the front. So I just willy-nilly painted it, and you can see there are strokes in there. It is not straight. It is not perfect. It is not covered at 100%. It is willy-nilly. Okay? It's willy-nilly. So that's what we want. Just a quick brush action. And what it's doing is it's turning it white, and then that way, see how it makes those leaves pop? I just love paint. I love to alter things. So it's going to make that leaf pop. See how it makes that color just pop? And what's nice about this too, if you get out of the lines, like I kind of did there, take your fingernail, scrapes right off. Scrapes right off so you can fix it. Okay, so, and now I have lotion all over my hands and all over my acetate, so my paint probably isn't going to stick. My hands have been so dry. My goodness. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're just painting the acetate. It is just acrylic paint. And if you wanted to do different colors, absolutely, you could do it. We're just putting on a thin layer, so it's going to dry pretty quick. And like I said, I found it easiest to paint the leaves upside down, because then you didn't have to worry about that dumb little stem in there. And it's just a little quick brush action, just a little quick. And I love these brushes. These are Crafter's Companion. They have the little rubber grip on them. And it has a nice kind of point to the brush. It's a nice point. It's the number 6. And they're fairly inexpensive. They come in a pack of, I think, 4, maybe 5. Super affordable. Okay, so let me flip that and see how we're looking. Any acrylic paint will work. Anything will work. I've got Dina Wakley. And also, if you don't have acrylic paint, gesso will work also. If you've got gesso, perfect. Use that. Anything that's white. Anything that is white and opaque. Maybe you don't have paint, but maybe you, because it's on my table right now, participated in the last Crafty Hour. Remember that last Crafty Hour? And we used the Nouveau Crystal Drops. You could totally use that too, because this goes on like a paint. You could totally use just squeeze some out on your palette and paint those on. That was in the last Crafty Hour kit that we had. I swear I put some stuff back when I'm done with it. And some of it lives on my table. Okay, so just giving it a quick paint. Like I said, don't overthink it. Stamperia primer, yep, that should work. It's as long as it's opaque white. I think the primer is basically a gesso, so that should work too, absolutely. But when you're looking at embellishments, you don't have to keep the embellishments exactly the way the designer intended them or make them. Stretch it. Do your own thing with it. You do you. You make it you. You can alter it. You can chop it. You can cut it in half. You can paint them, ink them, do whatever you want. Okay, so there is my leaf. How cool is that? Clean my paintbrush out, and then we're just going to set this to the side and let it dry, and it's going to dry pretty quick. And see right there, I got off my leaf. Something else, I didn't do it for the Crafty Hour, but something else that's really cool that you can do with these acetate pieces is lightly heat it with a heat tool. Don't cook it and bake it. Just lightly heat it until it gets warm, and you can take and shape and form and press into them and make them more 3D. You can zhuzh your leaves, and then when it cools, it will hold that shape. Okay, so we're just gonna set that guy. I'm gonna leave him upside down, let him dry a little bit. He'll dry really quick. It's not going to take long for him to dry at all. Okay, then all of our embellishments that we have left, these 4 here, while our pieces are drying, we're just going to ink them with some brown. Everything gets brown. Brown, 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 brown. Everybody gets brown. Isn't it nice? See, you paint the back of them and it just makes the colors pop. So all those acetate pieces, you can alter them. You could even put a different color under it. Maybe you wanted, and I'm going to show you this one, but maybe you wanted the tips of your leaves to be pink. It was clear there, so use pink paint, use teal paint. You can use whatever color you want to alter those leaves to the color you want. So play with them. Experiment and play. That's half of what crafting is, or at least to me it is. It's all about the experiment and the play. I always say it's going to go one of 2 ways. One of 2 ways. Unfortunately, some days it goes the second way a lot. And then that's when I just give up and go watch some Netflix. Some days the juices are flowing. Some days they are not. Okay, so all these items, we're just browning them. Giving it a little bit of brown. I find that this paper is just gorgeous, and it gives, with those colors, a little bit of a vintage color to the side of it, and it just makes all these pieces pop. So just kind of give them all a little bit of brown, 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 brown. And I know nobody have a heart attack or anything. Everybody sit down. But I didn't do a shaker. I know all these cool frames and all these cool shapes, and Kourtney did not do a shaker card. I shocked myself. I really did. I shocked myself. Okay, so all of our little pieces are inked. We're all inky. We're going to put some foam strips on the back of our frame. We want our frame to pop. We're going to pop our frame. Now, when we pop our frame, I want you to notice this right here. This frame goes off the side, goes off the edge. So when you put your foam on, we're going to do double foam on just this one side, okay? Just the one side. But, and let me see which way I like my frame. I like it like that. So this one side, we'll do a double pop. But what you could do too is put the pop underneath it. Thank you, Evelyn. She said 2 wonderful crafty hours today. Great. I'm glad you guys are still enjoying the crafty hours. I'm glad you guys are crafting along with us. I'm excited to see the new team from Clipper Street joining us. I still can't get Ken to do a crafty hour. He did do some make and takes during our shop hop, so maybe one of these days we can get him doing some more, and I might have him lined up to do some more make and takes, but we'll see. But I love seeing everybody's different interpretations of the same kit. It is so fun. It's kind of like a mini Maker Mania almost. Okay, so I'm putting double pops on this side, because he's going to hang off the edge. He's going to have a hangover, and we don't want the hangover to mush. I know, right? Baby steps. Baby steps. We got to trick them into it. Sneak them into it. There's, I think it's February 7th is National Send a Card to a Friend Day. And I thought, oh my God, that'd be a great day to do a make and take and do something in the store and an activity. And then I looked at the calendar and I'm like, oh, I'm out of town. Actually, I'm out of the country. So we'll see if Ken will do it. Okay, so we're just going to put that frame on there. There we go. So there's our frame. We got a little hangover. I love this look. This is what the rub-ons look like that come in the kits. I love them. I loved this flower, so I just kind of want to frame that flower because I just thought it was beautiful. So we're just going to frame that flower. Now, these guys should be dry now. Yep, they're dry. Didn't take long to dry them. I'm going to grab a white foam. Actually, I didn't foam tape those. I did liquid glue, and I'm just using Nouveau, and I'm putting the Nouveau kind of behind the green leaves. And again, when I glue my embellishments down, I don't glue them all flat. I like them to have movement, so I'm just putting glue right there where I know it's going to, and I gotta cut the stem off because I put my foam tape up too high and I want it to tuck down in there. So I'm going to tuck it in, and I'm just going to, and I like to overlap my card. I go beyond the parameters, but I like how it still has some movement. See how the things still kind of move? It's not glued down flat and 100%. So I just kind of spot check my glue, and that makes me happy. Okay. All right, our next piece, he's just going to overlap. Yes, exactly, Sharon. So by painting the piece that we did, it is going to hide the fact that we are putting pop dots on here. So what I did is I'm going to put a pop dot right on towards the top, and that paint is going to hide your embellishments and your glues and your pop dots. So you're not going to see that. Tricky, tricky. Okay, so I put a pop dot there. What is that there? Okay, and then I'm going to put some liquid glue where it's going to touch the other ones, and then that pop dot will kind of hold it in. So I put a pop dot at the top, liquid glue kind of at the bottom, and those are going to overlap the other flower and go in just like that. Not fun? Thank you, Joanne. Joanne says she's been enjoying the Crafty Hour kits, appreciate the extra items in the kit, and the tips on the items takes us out of the box, right? It's all about getting outside of the box. Try something new. Okay, so this next piece we have is going to kind of go down here along the bottom. And we're going to run it from tip to tip. It's going to go tip to tip. I'm going to put a little foam tape on here, but right now I'm just going to put some liquid glue across this. Liquid glue. And then I'm going to come up on the frame because I still want to see a little bit of that orange. And I'm going to go all the way to the edge over here. And I'm going to run it all the way over. Then I'm going to put a little bit of foam, little strip of foam right there to hold that portion of it. Ouch. I'm going to stab my finger. You guys don't have to do that step. That was optional. Don't recommend it. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to flip and trim. So I'm going to flip it over and snip. So flip and snip. And because I snipped it in my head, I know there's not brown there. I'm going to re-brown that little corner I snipped off. And this, that is not trash. I'm going to keep that and glue that to something else. That is a cool looking piece. Cool looking piece. Okay, then the next thing, we have our little sentiment. This says, life is an adventure. Life and adventure. We're just going to glue that on too. Just a little liquid glue with my little Nouveau. And we're going to kind of hang it off of that piece that we put there. Hanging it off a little bit. And then these bows, I just thought these bows were fabulous and adorable. Put a little glue right in the center. And then we're just going to stick it on there to make it look like a little bow. And there is card number 1. How fun and cute is that? Now, if you wanted to make that a shaker panel, you could totally make that a shaker panel. But there is card number 1. I just love this Crafty Hour. And we do still have 4 kits in stock of this one. So if you didn't grab one, trust the process, guys. You know we always do a great job. I still have 4 of these available if you want to grab them on our website. I know Deanna said she was sold out. Okay. Again, remind me of the sneaky peeky at the end, guys. Okay, card number 1. Are we doing good? We are doing great on time. Look at us. Look at us go. Okay, so in your kit, I had you grab another piece of paper. Actually, we're not done. Go back to that. Hold on. There's one more thing. I forgot I used the rub-ons. So these rub-ons are, oh, they're stunning. They're beautiful. I wanted to use them all, but I have to play nice with Jennifer, and she used the rub-ons too. But I used, on my first card, the rub-on. It was right here. It doesn't matter what rub-on you're going to use. It is just a layer. And I think I'm going to go in here and grab this guy right here because I already used the other guy. But you grab whatever you want because it is just a layer. Just a layer. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some of that random rub-on. And I should have done it before I glued my piece down, but I forgot I glued my piece down in there. Really? Yeah, right? You could put sentiments anywhere. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that guy in half. Grab the little thing. I just kind of lifted it up a little bit. These rub-ons are like butter. These are not like the rub-ons that we had back in the 90s that never worked. Ooh, I'm dating myself here. They come off like butter. So we're just going to rub them on, add a little something, something there. And then I still have some rub-on on my paper. So I'm just going to keep rubbing until I ain't got none left. I'm educated. And then these rub-ons, I just kind of take and snip it off if it's kind of hanging over. And then you can totally put that rub-on somewhere else. Or you can stick it to your finger. I did not mean to stick it to my finger. But they will stick to your fingers. They'll stick to your nails. They will stick to everything. So I'm just going to, I still have some rub-on on here. I'm going to lay it down, randomly rub it. And let's put some up here. So we're just randomly rubbing it. It's a random rub-on with a random script. I love random scripts. And all we did is kind of build that fun corner. See that? Isn't that fun? And it's just a layer. Just a layer. So we'll do the same thing. Boy, that guy is really on my finger. Up in the top. We'll do the same thing on the top. In fact, I'm just going to snip it. Makes it easier to use. And I just love the randomness of these rub-ons. So that guy, I'm going to cut him. This time I'm not going to stick him to my finger. I'm just going to grab him. And put him back down. Right, Jennifer? See, they just stick to your fingers. Okay, so there are kind of just some randomness, random little rub-ons. And it just kind of brings that green in to your edges and brings it all together. Okay, so now that card's finished. Now it's finished. Totally forgot the rub-on. Sorry, guys, till I grabbed my pack. Okay, so card number 2. Did we grab our piece of paper yet? Nope, we didn't grab our piece of paper. There's our piece of paper we're going to use. Our piece of paper. We need to cut this to 5 by 7, so it goes with our other one. So 5 by 7. So we're going to put it in our trimmer so it is taller than it is wide. And I think I'm going to cut off the more white area. I'm going to cut off the more white. So taller than it is wide, and we're going to cut it at 5. And then we're going to flip it and do 7. 5 by 7. Okay, remember that piece that we had earlier that we cut in half and I told you to keep? We're going to grab that and see how it has that random rub-on like we just kind of did on that other piece of paper? It already has all the work done for you. That's what I love about the 49 and Market paper. It makes it easy. It's kind of already done for you. So we're going to brown both of those. Both of those pieces are going to get some brown. Sorry, I'm shaking the table with my vigorous inking. Yeah, time for a new sponge. Okay, we're going to go ahead and glue these down. Let me make sure my card opens this way. Yep, we're good. Go ahead and glue the stripy part down to your card base. Here I tell you to use it sparingly, and I just put a gallon on there. Oh, do as I say, not as I do. Okay, we're going to glue that down. We got our card base down. And then this guy is going to go flat right in the center. So directly in the center, we're just going to do that guy flat. Whoops. And make sure he's right side up. That's always a plus. All right. How's everybody doing? Are we crafting along tonight? And like I said, if you missed, I know we got some people joining in late. If you missed the first presentation this morning, make sure to go back to Clipper Street's Facebook page. We always do the crafty hours on the public page. They're not hidden in any private groups or anything. You can always get them on replay, but go back and watch Clipper Street's presentation this morning. Jennifer did a amazing fun fold card that you guys are going to love. And then she did like this little mini album. It could be a mini album. It could be a card. I thought it would make a great like little brag book for your purse, like a little grandmother's brag book. So make sure you go watch those and do that too. You can always get them on replay. And what I love about Crafty Hour is it's only an hour. That's the idea that Deanna and I have. It's only an hour. Some days we want to get crafty and we want to make something, but I'm like, I don't have time to sit down and do a 3-hour class or put a mini album together or come up with a card idea on my own or original. It's only an hour. If you join us for Crafty Hour, it's only an hour of your time. So we like to keep it short and sweet and not a huge time commitment, and you still have something beautiful after just an hour. Okay, so I inked that guy, and we're going to put foam on the back of him. Now, I'm putting what I call low foam. This is the 3L scrapbook adhesive. I call it low foam. This is the one that is 108. 108 is the size of it. Deanna loves her 54, which is double the height of this one. And then Deanna also likes to take her 54 and swirl it back and forth to make it look like those Christmas candies we used to get at Grandma's. So then it's really popped high. I don't know if Deanna's here. She didn't hear me commenting about her. I was trying to get a rise out of her, but I think she's ignoring us. Now watch, she's going to be secretly there. I know it. I know it. Okay, I got to move my foam over a little bit. Yes, Deanna said she was on her way home and she was going to be making the event. I put my foam tape crooked, so I'm trying to fix that. And now I took the adhesive off of it, so I got to put some adhesive on it now. Deanna is working on getting the event for tomorrow posted and created. It will be posted on our Facebook pages, but it will also be in Crafty Hour Creations, of course. And you're going to see a sneaky peeky of what tomorrow is. And you're going to want to make sure to... Uh-oh, she is here. Dang it. She's heard everything I've said about her. Love you. She has made the event. And from the photograph, if you look at it, you will see a sneaky peeky from just the graphic of what tomorrow's theme is. Okay, so this frame, I love this frame. We are popping it with a low pop, and it is going to go right on top. And see, I'm obsessed with this big piece of paper. I love this piece of paper. Gosh, I just thought it was gorgeous, so I wanted to frame it. I literally frame that piece of paper because I loved it. It was so pretty. Okay. Okay, there we go. So then we have our other bits and pieces. I had you pull this out for homework. I think it was a half piece, or did I cut it in half? No, it was a half piece. There was a doily, and then we have the small frame, and then we had another bow that I had you collect, and then we had another sentiment. This sentiment has the ripped at the top, and then this cute little frame. And we are going to brown all of these pieces. All these pieces are gets brown ink also. I got to give Mr. Tim Holtz a little love. Haven't used the brown ink pad in a while. So we're going to make it a little vintage. You know that poor guy needs some help, right? Gotta support Mr. Tim Holtz, so he'll keep coming out with stuff. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're going to brown it all. Just brown, brown, brown. Brown, brown, brown. And the secret word is brown. Anybody watch that? It's a fun game show. I like the old version better, but the secret word is brown. Okay, that's all browned. Brown, brown, brown. Evidently, I am comical tonight. And no, I have not had a drink yet, but you better believe after this I am. Whew, it's been a day. It's been a year. It's been a year already, let me tell you guys. We're only 9 days deep in it, and whew, that's all I can say. Okay, let me clean the brown poop off my table. Okay, this guy right here, this little frame, we're going to glue your word down to that, and I'm just using my Nouveau, just using the white glue. And I'm just going to center it. Just going to center it on there. Okay. And then on the list, I told you to grab a tiny attacher. And I had a couple people say, what's a tiny attacher? It is the Tim Holtz mini stapler, which, where did I put mine? Where's my... It was in the craft tote where it belonged. The little tiny attacher. And I love this guy. He just does little baby staples. And how adorable is that to just add a little bit of metal embellishment to it and just give it a little something, something. Okay? Little something, something. So we're going to do that. And then on the frame, we're going to put foam on the back of this one. So we are going to pop this frame so it kind of stands up again. And then back to my famous word, where's my foam strips? Not there. Not there. We'll just get a new pack out. They're probably under... Oh, there they are. They were under... I need to make a note to myself that I need to replenish my foam before the weekend. Before we dive into our classes. Okay, so we're just going to put some foam all the way around the frame, and the foam I'm using is just the Scrapbook adhesive. These tiny strips only come in one height. They only come in one height. They don't have other heights for them. So we're just using those. Already standing up. That's my 10-minute notice. 10-minute notice. Okay, so we're just going to go all the way around that and pop this little guy up. Found your tiny attacher and then you lost your homework. You put it in that important place. I do that all the time. Put it in the important place. Now don't stick this guy down yet because we have one more thing we're going to do. I don't know why I'm pulling the backing off yet, but you know. We're going to grab this doily and we're just going to add some liquid to it. And then we're just going to tucky him back in this corner. I thought he was kind of cute just to add another layer and some more dimension. I know, but sometimes I want a low, medium, and high. I gotta have a low, medium, and high. Like this is my low. And then here we're going in with the medium. So again, I loved this flower. So we are going to frame the flower. Frame the flower. And I like 2 different heights of foam tape. I got my low and then my medium. Deanna would do high and even higher. High and higher. Okay, next is our big leaf. So I had you grab 2 acetate leaves. We don't have to paint these or alter them or anything. They are already done. And what we're going to do is this guy is just going to get layered in just like that. That's all we're doing. He's just going to layer in on the top. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put glue, kind of spot check it in those darker green areas, and it will stick. And I might put a foam behind that one. We'll see if she stays where she's supposed to or not. Actually, I forgot I went higher. We're going higher with this. Let's see. How do we get her in there? I love that there was 2 of all of these acetates in that pack too. So Jennifer and I did not have to arm wrestle. We got to use exactly what we wanted. Sometimes we're like, ooh, but they're all good, but we don't want to be greedy. So we didn't have to arm wrestle. I love that there's 2 of everything in those packs. 2 of all of them. Okay, I'm going to put a foam right behind that guy. And he gets hidden. So right there. And then our other one is just going to layer in on top. So what I did is as this comes down, I kind of continued it on that shape. So I just kind of like followed down that shape. I just followed her down. So again, kind of spot check some clear glue here and there on the back. And we're just going to layer it in just like that. Oh my God, I love these pieces. Are they not fabulous? Fabulous. And I'm just looking to see what I did to this embellishment. Looks like I glued him flat. So this guy that has our sentiment on it, I'm just going to put a lot of glue on the back of that, and we're going to glue it flat. Man, I am doing great on time. I was a little worried at first, but we are doing great. That guy might need some more glue on him. He seems to want to wiggle. That's not allowed. That was too much wiggle. Little wiggle's okay, but that was too much wiggle. And then the last thing we've got, let me put my lid on my ink pad so it don't dry out. Our bow, our last little thing. We're just going to put a dot of glue in the back side of it. Back side right there. And how fabulous is that? And we're just going to put it on. Okay, so there is card number 2 and card number 1. And look at how fun those frames are. So these frames come in a lot of different colors from 49 and Market. I know we've got, I know they come in, we have like orange and green that match this collection. I think they came out with a purple and a blue, and some of their other lines and collections, they have matching frames. So when you see frames, don't think of them that you have to put a picture in them. You don't have to do a picture. You can frame a piece of the paper that you want to stand out and be a focal point. We did a frame on the outside. Again, another window or frame. You could totally put acetate behind that and do those as shaker cards also. So thank you everybody for joining me. that is my Crafty Hour number 55 using the 49 and Market Peach and Grove collection. Like I said, if you didn't grab one yet, we do have, for the U.S. customers, we have 4 still available. We have 4 kits available. They're on the website. You guys might have already grabbed them. So don't miss out and don't have FOMO. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific. Sorry, I have to stop and think. Our next Crafty Hour will go live. Next Crafty Hour goes live, and it is poo-rific. Okay, that's all you get for that. Poo-rific. So make sure to tune in. There will be some amazing add-ons for that Crafty Hour. So that is Crafty Hour 57. 57. Now, sneaky peeky, ready for sneaky peeky time? Now don't get used to this because it probably will never happen again. I just was inspired by the paper and it sung to me and I was snowed in for 4 days. So I got my crafting on. These are going to be my cards for Crafty Hour 56. So Crafty Hour 56 is the heart themed one from Echo Park. Both stores still have them. Both stores still have these available. So this is mine. I use that new opulent metallic harmony paper that is in the red. I think Deanna just got hers, or it should be coming in shortly. We have sold out of it already, but we have another shipment coming. So I used, oh, you know what? This right here. It is this opulent pack right here. It has the glitter, the matte, the brush metal, the mirri, and the pearl in it. I used the top 2. I used the glitter and the matte. I felt like it matched this paper collection really, really well. And you know what? I had something new and I actually used it and didn't just collect it. So this is going to be my cards for Crafty Hour 56. Like I said, don't count on it happening again because I never get my stuff done. But it's going to have a belly band. The belly band is going to pull off. And there is your card. So there's your card. There is room to put your sentiment. Looks like mine got sat on. That is bent for some reason. I don't know. And then it's going to close, and then it has a belly band that goes on it. I've already posted my homework too. I know, don't anybody faint on me. I got locked in for 4 days. So I got crafty. And then there's my second card. Okay, so similar cards, exact same fun folds that we're going to do, but we're going to do 2 different styles of belly bands. Homework is posted. These kits are available for purchase now on both of our websites. Registration's open. I know we have some still available, and Deanna still has some available too. So make sure to grab those. Crafty Hour, this is number 56. And then tomorrow, 57 will be going live. I know you guys are going to love it. There are some great add-ons for it. And Deanna will show you the full reveal tomorrow for that Crafty Hour. So thank you everybody so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have a great night. Stay safe, stay warm, and we will see you tomorrow for the next reveal. Bye-bye.